Look up tomorrow morning. Not casually, really look. That star warming your face is about 150 million kilometers away. For a brain evolved to navigate forests and plains, a distance in the hundreds of millions stretches the very limit of what we can genuinely picture in our heads. Here is Earth and the Sun. To reach the nearest star, Proxima Centauri, we extend this line 40 trillion kilometers. Driving there at 100 kilometers an hour takes 45 million years. Even light at 300,000 kilometers per second takes over 4 years. When the empty space between our tiny planet and our absolute closest neighbor operates on a scale that defies our intuition, it exposes a simple truth. Our everyday perception of reality is entirely mismatched to the universe we actually inhabit. Pulling our perspective outward, the Sun is merely one glowing dot among an estimated 100 to 400 billion stars suspended in the Milky Way galaxy. Each of those billions of points of light has the potential to host a system of planets, and each of those worlds could harbor completely unknown, unimagined histories playing out in the dark. Yet our sprawling galaxy sits inside a larger neighborhood called the Local Group, a cluster of about 50 distinct galaxies bound tightly together by gravity. This 3D map illustrates a much larger structure, the Laniakea supercluster. Laniakea is a colossal network containing over 100,000 galaxies. It stretches across 520 million light-years, a light-year being the distance light travels in a single Earth year, or roughly 9.5 trillion kilometers. On this map, our entire local group is just a microscopic dot caught in the glowing filaments. At the scale of a supercluster, standard measurements fail us. The sheer size of these structures renders our daily concepts of distance mathematically obsolete. This wireframe sphere represents the boundaries of the observable universe. Spanning 93 billion light-years, it contains every galaxy and photon of light reaching us since the Big Bang. The stars inside surpass all the grains of sand on Earth. Think about every massive dune, every sprawling sandy coastline, every fleck of dirt you've touched. There are far more stars above your head than all of those grains combined. But here is the truly disorienting part. This 93 billion light-year boundary does not represent the end of the universe. It is merely the absolute limit of what our location allows us to see. Current cosmological models suggest the actual universe is at least 250 times larger than the sphere we can observe. Or it may be completely infinite, expanding forever with no edge, no boundary, and no center. Everything humanity has carefully recorded, mapped, and studied throughout our entire existence is just a localized pocket within a boundless, uncentered expanse. If we plunge back through the cosmic web, past the spiraling arms of the Milky Way, we find ourselves on a small, isolated planet, wrapped in an impossibly thin layer of life. Down here, we divide ourselves. We draw hard lines based on religion, ideology, national borders, caste, and class. We construct these identities and defend them fiercely, treating them as if they are absolute, universal truths rather than temporary social agreements. We argue over whose history is the most important and whose God rules the sky, while our entire recorded existence amounts to a microscopic scratch on a cosmic timeline measured in billions of years. Recognizing this scale is not meant to dismiss human feeling. Our lives matter to us, and they should, but stepping back gives those feelings necessary proportion. In a universe where galaxies collide over billions of years, where light travels for eons, and where stars are born and die in silence, your anger, your pride, and your grudges are momentary ripples. Yet within this vast, indifferent void lies one astonishing paradox. We are a small cluster of atoms that has somehow figured out how to ask questions about infinity. So perhaps the right question to ask is not what the universe means. It is, what meaning will we create, knowing how small we are?